So let's go ahead and jump into where we left off last time, where after fighting your way through the canopy, you finally managed to return to this sanctuary known as Salam Kadun, a monastery that molds monks to protect and serve alongside the Grey Sisters. Two, not opposed forces, but two sides of kind of the capital security. They typically go through initiations together, venturing into these halls of Mirendi that Kelnis, you have traveled to. However, Dakar and Vox, you are unaware of what these trials entail. Making your way there, you met alongside the roadside your friend Sakara, who did pass on some information about a tournament that was coming up with the Grey Sisters coming to bring their initiates, and also to have some of the monks themselves, including Sakara, go through the rituals to achieve that kind of high-ranking status among all the monks. You got to see some various styles of monk fighters, and then making your way back in, you met briefly with your half-orc friend, Dorothea. After spending some time with her, you then kind of chatted with Nehemiah, the head of the order, as you gathered some information that kind of was startling about some uprising in the Zaget, that Valasa, one of the generals of the True Dragon Lords on the Metallic side, has been missing for a couple of days. And they also are keeping a very stern eye on Countess's mother, Asira. After learning that, you did check into the bottom undercroft of the monastery to see how the tree had progressed, where you found that the corruption that had taken it was growing even more. And through your curiosity, Dakar, you, upon touching the tree and entering into that open portal, braved solely by yourself to venture in to get some kind of vision, where instead of a vision, you were met with an entire new realm. As the tree opened up, you were in a fiery scape that was surrounded and covered by lidless eyes, millions of eyes that stared down and would peek out of the sky. And there you fought bravely and somewhat foolishly your first horror of this realm, barely managing to escape back into the tree. The rest of you watched as a few hours had passed by, and then as the tree opened, a smoking, flaming, staggering Dakar Malkoa falls to the ground as the tree itself begins to reform and revamp into that blossoming, four-seasoned chronophage tree. And that's where we're going to pick up today.
I'm going to rush forward and try to help Dakar to his feet and ask him, what happened? Are you okay? What happened? Are you all right?
What year is it?
The same year.
Well, you see him there. You look like I know that smell very well. Where you been?
Someplace hot.
Someplace hot.
Yeah, it's like a hell dimension, like lots of eyes on me, like
eyes,
lava, flame,
oof.
Smoke. Well, I mean smoke, I think.
And you just fought there. What you do? Like what happened?
Well, I won, I think.
What does that even mean? I mean, you've been going for hours.
What happened?
I healed the tree.
Does the tree look different?
Yes, the tree has returned to that chronophage shape. So instead of the kind of boiled red greenish colors that were going through the vines or through the roots, it's now a healthy tree with those 4 seasons quartered at the top of the canopy.
Yeah, you healed it, but how?
I won.
When you say you won, but
there was this beast, and I vanquished him. I'm assuming is why the tree healed, because that's when the eyes started attacking.
Did you?
Eyes.
Did you go to the Feywild?
I don't think that was a Feywild. It's not the Feywild Zefta showed me.
Uh,
Oh.
If it was, it's the lower side of town. I think I was just inside the tree.
I mean, because we tried getting a hold of you, we tried talking to you. I ran to try to go get Nehemiah, and I mean, you've been gone for hours, and I mean, we tried to look inside what we could see from the roots, and nothing. It was like you were just completely gone.
Yeah, I went someplace else. I couldn't tell you where.
So they say there was several more of these trees, and that we've got. Well, I'm glad you're back, but that just makes me wonder, like, what are these trees linked to? I mean, I know what Nehemiah said, but I mean, it's like these roots go so much deeper. It's like I don't know. I don't trust it, but I'm glad you're back. Let's get you some, let's get you a pint and get you some rest, because whatever you did definitely worked, but.
I think the coronaphage tree, I think it's like he said, I think it's a passage to old evil. Did you just defeat old evil?
Well, I don't know how old he was. I didn't carbon date him, but
what's that? So what do you mean by old evil? Just, I mean, it's just an ancient, bugger running around there, or I don't know. This whole thing makes me nervous personally. I think we should talk to Nehemiah and at least get an account of what happened. But
I mean, we should let him know. Is Susk still down there?
Susk is down there, at which point you kind of look over, noticing that Q hasn't really been speaking. And as you kind of look over where Susk is, he is currently reaching over and catching her under her arms as her eyes just roll back into her forehead and she just collapses to the ground.
Q! What's wrong with her?
Medicine check?
Sure.
All right.
You want to check her out? Go ahead.
That is a 19 with the 2, so that's 21.
It's probably just following the amount of exhaustion that she has gone through on top of the trauma that she went through being tortured. Q has really been pushing herself to not be a burden to you guys, but she was on the brink of death.
Well, it looks like she's exhausted. Here, Thomas, help me get her up, and let's get her.
Let's get both of them up.
Yeah, let's get you guys to an inn, and let's get something to eat, and maybe find our lodgings, and I don't know, maybe talk about it over some food.
Yeah, Dakar, you
bends down and kind of cradles her up and has Q in his arms and begins to walk up the steps.
I'll grab you, Dakar, and like help you walk up.
I mean, I'm not that bad off, am I?
From what I remember.
You weren't there.
I mean,
yeah, I say we go. Let's relax for a little bit. I think you definitely you've definitely earned a pint or two, Dakar, and I will happily take
closing my eyes
for you.
and going to a dream and a nightmare would be nice for a second.
probably a good idea.
Let's head back up.
Yeah.
So you head back up to the top area. It's still rather sunny day. I mean, you were only gone for a few hours, and then begin to be pulled back into that monastery main gathering room, where there are those wooden latticed rooms that you slide your door aside and step into your quarters that you were given. And you have some time to your own if you like it.
I want to make sure Q gets settled in. I mean, tucked in. Close the door. Dakar, do you need a healing potion or anything?
I mean, no. I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm a little worse for wear, but I'm not as bad off as Q.
I want to go let Nehemiah know that the tree's healed.
Yeah, absolutely. He definitely needs to know this. This is, I mean, they've been tending to this tree for a while.
But wait, Descartes, I mean, Susk may go tell him regardless. Is Susk still there?
Zeus is still with you guys.
Descartes, if we go tell Nehemiah, he'll know you're a druid. And I don't know if that's a good thing, a bad thing, or if it doesn't matter. And Susk is here. You may just go tell him anyway. It's not really well broadcast.
Your dealings and your secrets are yours. But
We appreciate that.
the master most likely has his suspicions.
Descartes, I don't know that it's my story to tell.
Yeah, I'd say, how about it, buddy? You're the one that
Well,
was able to see whatever the tree revealed.
I'm pretty sure Nehemiah let us go down there knowing that we had a chance of healing the tree.
I don't know.
I'm going to sit down here next to Q and just take a moment. If Nehemiah wants to come talk to me, we'll talk.
Okay.
Okay, so you're taking a little rest. What about the rest of you?
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I think I'd kind of like to walk around and see if there is like a stock of healing potions or anything like that we could, I don't want to steal, but I would like to take with permission. Just to kind of...
Go ahead and roll me an investigation check as you spend the next few hours searching this monastery for wherever they might keep things like that.
6.
You get pretty lost. Now, the rooms don't really have much signage or kind of labeling on them, so you kind of just wander in and see people. Occasionally, it looks like they are applying bandages or wrapping up wounds, but then you also see that sometimes they're just wrapping their hands and their knuckles and their fists, and they don't seem to be hurt.
I'll keep looking.
What about you, Vox? What are you doing?
Vox is, at some point, he's going to want to have a conversation with Nehemiah regarding the tree.
So are you going to Nehemiah's study?
Yeah. Vox will, but he wants to do that separate from the rest of the group. So
It's up to you. You got to tell me what you want to do.
Yeah, Vox is gonna just be like, hey, you guys catch your breath. I'm gonna step out for a minute. So Vox is gonna try to like very discreetly make his way over to Nehemiah's.
All right, discreetly, go ahead and roll.
Yes. Ooh. All right. Let's see. Oh, natural 20 for 22.
Ooh.
You're fairly confident that Descartes, being the most perceptive person currently in the group, you have a feeling that he is exhausted enough where he's not aware that anybody snuck out. And Kelnis seems very preoccupied. So you manage to maneuver your way over to the larger study area and sliding the doors apart. Nehemiah is seated at his desk, and he kind of looks up to you and beckons his hand forward. Do come in. Vox, it was.
Yes, look, so our friend Descartes took a look at the tree and, well, he went inside it and he vanished. And he came back and it looks like a regular tree. It doesn't look like it's just withering away. It doesn't look sad anymore. But this might feel a little bit ridiculous, but what does the significance of this tree have to this community? And
apart from the information that we shared before y'all went down there, I mean, earlier today, y'all looked at the phone. That's all we have. But, Doctor, do you have any extra information? At which point, to the left of you, against where the main fire hearth is, a gentleman is standing with a notebook, long tendrils of red curly hair that kind of shape around the chin. It's a very feminine look. However, it is juxtaposed with this harsh leather armor of black. And the red dripping down from the hair to the black, it gives that appearance of almost like fresh blood that kind of drips down. And across the chest, there's a small token. It is the shape of a sun. And the only reason you know it's a sun is because there are 6 or 7 different spindles of rays of light shining out of it, but it's cast in silver. And this pendant holds onto this massive purple cloak that falls down. At which point he shuts his book. I do apologize, but you said something about the tree. The tree is healed? Was this your doing?
Yeah, not entirely. So our friend Dakar, the wee elf, he talked to it, and it was like it was beckoning him, and the tree, it was like it was blooming. It just opened up, and he walked through it. And
your friend walked into the tree.
Yes. So you remember that note that we were given? People couldn't read it, and basically, I was able to translate it. And when I translated it, I think it was a little bit too late to warn Descartes. He disappeared, and he came back, and things were fine, but he was smelling of like sulfur, and he talked about eyes, and I don't know what he did, but this tree is alive. But I feel like I know something about this tree before, and I'm not really from this area. I got to be honest. I feel a connection to this, and I don't know why it's happening. I've been having dreams about this for a while, and I've not known anything about this tree until today. And now this tree is breathing and it's alive. You need to come see this.
It is on my things to do. I'm eager to get there, but honestly, I'm more eager to speak with you and your friend. You said that you were the one who translated the documents.
Yes. I actually have it written down. Here it says, elemental force to hail in conquering infernal spells, flame passion, not one of darkened depths of tranquil mind. Breath of life, not to be neglected nor found. Not to neglect ore and foundry. A new beginning, quartered realms of oldest power. Force and nature too shall cower. It's written in Infernal.
Infernal. Yes! I knew it had to be an ancient language. My bet was celestial.
So it's definitely ancient, but do you have any more texts that are like this? I'd love to pour through this.
That's why. I'm so sorry. I never got to introduce myself. And he extends his arm out, and as he extends his arm out, you notice that in his right hand, the first 3 fingers are completely missing, and they are replaced with a cast iron kind of tinkered sort of prosthetic that kind of grips in and wraps around his hand, his palm, and you kind of feel the cold kind of wrap around your hand for a moment. Dr. Lorenzo Metrodario, court mage. I'm actually summoned here a few weeks ago by Nehemiah. we're old friends long ago. This tree, there have been reports of trees such as this throughout the capital, across the Isle even, but none that have transformed back. And you say that your friend entered the tree.
He went down, and it was like he was talking to it, and it opened up, and we all tried to look in there. It was just black. There was nothing to it. So, you know, he stepped in, and as soon as he stepped in, he was just gone. And we waited a couple hours for him, and just nothing, no response. Couldn't talk to him, nothing.
That's a rather unique individual. I really would like to meet with him.
I mean, yeah, I mean, they're down there now, but I felt like I need to tell you this because I just was flipping through these notes and trying to understand it because I recognized it. And by that point, by the time I was finished reading through it, he was already gone. But he's back, and he keeps talking about eyes and you know, I think he saw something definitely infernal, but I think I'd like to introduce him to you, but is it common that people have dreams about this?
I mean, as a purveyor of the mystic arts, dreams are a school of magic. Divination itself has taken people years to comprehend and study. I'm myself no expert when it comes to the school of divination, but I do have that sort of mind. That's actually, as I said before, I was summoned here. My hope is to be able to enter in to their archives and see if I can delve out any more information about these trees, or possibly, knowing that it's infernal, if there's any infernal connections to how these trees network the different realms. He went through the tree.
I wouldn't have believed it either. But like I said, I've had dreams about these three before, and look, you got to come meet him. You got to see what's going on. But if you're the one that's if you're the one that's getting information, I'd be happy to follow you along. I feel like there's a lot of new things that I'm coming into contact with, and I just feel like I don't have any idea about what's going on. So I would be more than grateful to follow you around and at least get my hands on some of these infernal documents. I feel like there's a connection here that I feel drawn to, but I don't know why. And as you know, I mean, I just met up with this group a few days ago, and already in just that short time, things are just opening up like you wouldn't believe. You've got to come meet him.
I'm very eager. Nehemiah, if you sorry, know we were in business, but just keep in mind, you did promise. And Nehemiah kind of covers his head and shakes it for a moment and beckons him off, and he begins to follow you out. Kelnis, as you are searching, you are opening through and pushing past people, and everybody seems to kind of steer clear of you. Even though there are a few Dragonborn here, they still make way for your hulking stature. As you start hearing these soft tip, tip, tip of metallic shoes hitting across the floor behind you at a rather fast pace.
I'm going to stop and pretend to look at the wall next to me and see if the footsteps stop also.
They go quiet.
I'll keep walking. Leisurely.
Tip, tip, tip.
I'm going to stop and look at the wall on the other side of the hallway. I'm going to keep walking.
Tip, tip. Ow!
Dorothea, are you all right?
Yes, I was trying to scare you.
I didn't know you were back there.
As you
You
turn
almost had me.
she's fully fallen down and like busted and scraped her knee against one of the stones on the floor.
Oh dear. I'll go help her up.
It's okay, it's okay. At which point, as
You're
you go down and kind of grab towards her knee, and you see her hands as she focuses, and that white energy, the kind of mother of pearl color, just pulls out of the palms, covers the knee, and then the scrape where it was just mends itself together, and it's as if it's never there. Oh,
That's a pretty cool trick.
better.
All better. I wish I could do tricks like that.
I've been practicing.
Does anyone know you've been practicing?
Yeah, Nehemiah knows, and the other big ones, Malola and Susk and a few other people, but they don't mind.
Who's your favorite?
I like Malola. What are you doing?
I just, I can't do tricks like that, Dorothea. So I was looking around to see if there were any healing potions that we might be able to restock our supply of.
There's not a lot of people here who get hurt. I mean, they get hurt all the time, but they just, it's like small, like they get bruised. Nobody really gets hurt.
Gotcha.
There were a couple of soldiers who came in when we first got here who were really hurt, and I remember them giving them a lot of stuff.
Do you know where that was? Maybe I could ask to borrow some of those supplies.
I think it was outside at the big place. You know, the one that with the wall, we had to go through it.
Okay.
But Nehemiah says I'm not supposed to go there anymore.
Why?
He says it's too far. I'm supposed to stay by the gardens. I should be able to see the building. I should never leave the walls.
He probably wants you to stay safe.
But I can fight. And you see her, and she's like mimicking all of the little moves that she sees. And they're those over dramatic, like Power Ranger moves.
Nehemiah, you're getting real. I'm sorry, Nehemiah. Dorothea, you're getting real good.
I know.
But you know what? He probably wants you to keep practicing and wait till you're really, really, really good.
I know. I'm going to keep practicing because then I'm going to go and I'm going to save Mirendi.
I think that's probably a good idea, Dorothea.
I wonder if she's missing me.
I bet she is. Dorothea.
I miss my mom.
I know. Has Nehemiah said anything? Does he know anything about where she could be?
No.
I sit down next to her and like gently put my arm around her and gently pat her.
I want to go.
I know. But Dorothea, you're still young.
But my mom's up north.
Do you know where up north? Where do you think?
She never said.
But she told you she was going north?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's okay. I'm just trying to help you. We've been lots of places, Dorothea. We got to go north, but we didn't find anywhere where people had been disappearing from one place and reappearing in another. We'll keep looking.
She talks to me.
She does.
When I'm sleeping.
That's wonderful. What does she tell you?
That I'm safe. That they're coming. That she's up north. I don't know where.
Does she ever say who's coming? Is it a good thing that people are coming or a bad thing?
I don't know. She told me that we were supposed to go to the wall. And I met Nehemiah.
Mm-hmm.
But we also met that other lady. And she took Monday.
I don't like that lady.
I don't know.
Dorothea, I don't think that lady's a good lady.
The lady who took Nande?
Yeah.
Oh, she's a bitch.
Dorothea! That's not a very nice word.
That's what Nehemiah calls her.
I mean, can I tell you a secret, Dorothea? I think she's a bitch too. Dorothea, I have good news and I have bad news. Can I tell you the news I have? Because I want to tell you the truth, but I'm worried it's going to make you sad.
I promise I'll be big.
It's okay if you're sad. We saw Mirendi. She's alive.
You saw Nande?
She's alive. I don't know how okay she is. We tried to get her to leave where she was, but we weren't able to get her to leave. So we haven't given up in trying to save her.
She wouldn't leave.
I think that bitch, I think she may have done some really not things to Mirendi. And I'm a little worried that Mirendi's maybe confused about how to think about things. She was very scared when I saw her, and she was very unsure. But she's alive, and we haven't given up on her. I don't want you to give up on her either, okay, Dorothea?
I'm gonna keep fighting. I'm gonna learn to fight better, and I'm gonna go save her.
I'd like to go with you. Yeah. But I wanna make sure, Dorothea, I wanna make sure that you're ready for a big trip like that. That's a very serious.
We came up all the way from Syrinscape. That's a big trip.
From where?
From home.
And what's your home called? Is it a secret?
She told me not to tell.
I promise, you know I'm a friend. I promise I won't tell, but if you don't want to break your other promise, that's okay. I've just never heard of that place before, and I've gotten to travel a lot now.
You should go. It's really pretty.
It's south of the wall?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Is it in the woods? Is it near mountains?
No mountains, but there are lots of trees.
What do those trees look like? Do they look like regular trees, or do they?
They look like trees. They're green, they're tall. They move.
They move?
Yeah, trees move.
That's so cool.
Yes. The trees here are boring.
Yeah, they don't move. Did those trees talk to you too? You don't have to answer that. That's okay. My friend Dakar likes to talk to animals, and he'd probably get a kick out of moving trees.
He's funny looking.
We're all different. We're all different, Dorothea. We probably all look a little bit funny compared to each other.
Thank you for telling me.
You're welcome. But Dorothea, I want you to stay safe. Yeah, a trip to go find Nande that's a grown-up trip.
I'm a grown up. I'll be a grown up in like I will be a grown up.
Soon. Right? Soon. Now have you what?
You be safe. And remember, secret. Can I go play now?
Please. Of course. I'm going to go find my friends, okay?
Okay.
You know where to find me?
Yeah.
All right, make sure you follow Nehemiah's rules, okay?
Okay.
Stay safe.
All right. Oh.
Careful.
Is there anything else you want to do before Dakar wakes up?
I want to see if I can head to that front gate area that Dorothy was talking about to see if there's like, a clinic, for lack of a better word, like somewhere that maybe we can restock any sort of supplies at all.
Absolutely. So, but what she's describing is the guardhouse.
Okay. That's fine.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be it's not a huge travel, but you would have to trek away from the monastery by yourself for a little bit. Is that what you're doing?
Is it like where we fought the undead?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah, it's not super far, but yeah.
I'm gonna go back to everybody's rooms.
Okay.
I'd feel more comfortable making a trek like that, not by myself.
Right. As you make your way back, you are coming towards the room as you see Voxel Dyers approaching with the red-headed gentleman. And you make your way as you'll both are back in Dakar's room.
You have a new friend, Vox.
Yes. Doctor, this is Kelmis. Our friend Q is taking a rest, and this is the esteemed gentleman himself, Dakar.
Oh, very pleased to meet you. And he goes by and starts shaking everybody's hands. Please, Dr. Metrodario. But you, please call me Dr. Metrodario. I would love to know everything that happened down there, but I'm more curious about you. What are you?
I want to nudge Dakar. Esteemed gentleman.
5 more minutes. 5 more minutes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Didn't know he was resting. You didn't tell me that they were resting.
I thought he was going to have a drink first and then, maybe catch a rest. But this is, Dakar, wake up. You go to talk to him about this. This is stuff that can't wait. It's clearly important.
Who am I telling about what now?
You're an esteemed gentleman now.
Me?
Yeah.
What year is it?
It's still the same year. This is Dr. Metrodario.
Pleased to meet you.
I think he's going to be able to at least understand your connection with the tree.
Is he a tree doctor?
No, I think he's going to understand your connection to the tree.
Oh, my birth tree. Or this tree.
Yes.
You've seen multiple.
Vox just walks back slowly.
At which point Lorenzo goes and sits down on a stool next to you and kind of leans in and is just eagerly pinpointing every detail of your face. As you can see, he's memorizing your characteristics.
I'm gonna also sit down right next to Dakar and kind of make a to-do about it, and be a little less friendly. Just to be a little bit of a menacing presence.
Did I upset you, Kelvis?
Nope.
Oh.
Just making sure everything stays okay, Dakar.
Oh, okay.
As he kind of looks up, he pulls out his little small notebook on the side and begins taking notes as he reads aloud. Elven appearance, ears slightly more rounded.
I'm going to take out my book.
Gaunt stature, but healthy. Glowing pigment among the skin. Small iridescence within the eyes. Perhaps lineage of some elven ancient line. And just starts going on.
Red
Who
hair,
are you?
probably a bottle job. Armor, cool. Doctor of what? Question mark.
Oh, I apologize.
I'm not holding a pen, but I'm going to keep talking about what I'm writing.
Oh, you need a pin. And then he puts his hand forward and flips his wrist, and a pin apparates into existence, and he holds onto it and then passes it to you.
Well.
Was that magic?
Yeah, it's a very
Cool, that's what that was.
it's a very rudimentary conjuring spell. It's nothing that any court mage shouldn't have in their arsenal.
So how does that work? The whole court mage thing. If you're a court mage, but the Grey Sisters are anti-magic except for certain people. Can you explain this to me? I'm not from here.
Absolutely. The purview of the Grey Sisters and the monks here at the Monastery of Solemn Kadun are for the common folk. However, as higher renowned patronage within the capital, I have achieved ranks that allow me certain benefits to practice openly and liberties to study privately, all for the betterment of mankind. In fact,
so can you conjure? Oh my God.
That's my word. That's my word, Countess.
Can you make helpful things appear, like food for the poor, or
conjuring does have its capabilities, but it also has its limits. It's more upon the study of alchemy, where there are things that are needed for things to arrive. So just to make things out of thin air is not quite possible.
so what did you use to make that pin? Or
Oh, that's a simple one. I actually have a stack of them. They're in a different dimensional void, so I actually pulled them from another realm.
which realm?
Who knows? They're limitless.
That sounds dangerous.
So there's a realm just ruled by pencils out there somewhere?
Not quite.
I wish I had gone to that one instead of the one I went to.
While we're on the subject of realms, Dakar, maybe you should tell him about where you went.
Well, I want to know more about where you're from, Doctor.
Well, I reign from the capital city.
And before that?
I was born and raised within the capital.
Why are you here?
I was summoned here by Nehemiah. Apparently there was a tree to look at and some text to go through, but unfortunately,
Yeah.
that was my job.
Five Feathers took care of that, sorry.
Sorry, the who?
Five Feathers.
The Five Feathers. Is that your little band?
Oh, no, we don't have instruments. We left them. They're going someplace else.
But your companions travel under the moniker of the Five Feathers.
Well, yeah, everybody knows us.
Unsure of title of name. Small-minded, dim-witted, however charismatic.
He thinks you're charismatic, Dakar.
Oh, I thought he was right about you. I was like, he's about to get
Nah, I'm not
burned.
charismatic. I know it.
Oh, but to answer your question,
But you can cause a rush.
I'm sorry, I never got your name. You are? And he looks to Kelnis.
Kelnis.
Kelnis. No surname?
I just go by Kelnis right now.
Very well. Well, Kelnis, right now, I'd like to let you know that growing up was not easy within the capital. However, I did have to work very hard to impress the right amount of people and get enough renown to be able to ascend in rank. Luckily, one person did take me under their wing, and it's because of that patronage that I serve so closely. And he kind of taps that star, that sunbeam star pendant, which you've seen before. When you went through, Clarence had one, but it was made of bronze, and it only had 4 spears coming out. This one is Clarence, the one who was running.
Okay. I didn't look in the right place. So what does that stand for?
Well,
You're in charge of the pity bikes?
yeah, Clarence is the one who gave you you paid for him to take care of Jamila and
That's what the car is asking him. He's in charge of the bikes in town.
He was the docent.
No, not quite. The color denotes patronage, so silver makes me part of the royal family.
Wow.
Under Her Lady and Highness Princess Freya Grata.
How do you feel about us lowly people here by the wall? We're almost Southerners.
Well, I never want to assume. I'm not sure where you come from, but even to be Southern means no difference to me. I'm more interested in your antics. From what Nehemiah tells me, you might just be the rumored crew that's been causing so much trouble around the Isle.
We don't cause a lot of trouble.
No.
Oh no.
This has caused a couple of ruckuses, but
Damage to a few towns. One household in particular on the outskirts north of the capital, pretty close to where I live.
We didn't start that.
that doesn't sound familiar.
From the writs that I've seen that have come from Braska, there's been some infiltrations, some escapes, jailbreaks, stolen property. One interesting note about the murder of a stone forger. That's pretty impressive.
That was a false accusation, unproven. By someone who was already biased against us.
No need to worry. I have no desire to collect bounties, nor do I pose any threat. I'm here strictly on orders from my patron, and I do believe you're the type that I can use to get the answers that I need.
What kind of answers are you looking for?
Well, if you ever want answers to any of life's questions, follow the beam. However, they can be very stingy about their knowledge. Too bad they don't have a loophole. At which point he goes back and taps on to his pendant. You see,
oh no, never mind.
I have rights.
Your royalty.
Not me per se, but the people that I serve.
Oh, okay.
And with the light leverage, I can move through obstacles and barriers, and it seems, as much as Nehemiah has denied me in the past, now that I serve under Princess Freya, he cannot deny me any further, so I will be traveling into these archives. That's it.
Oh! He said you can go. Which archive?
He wasn't too happy about it, nor did he think it was wise. Dangers, he says. Not understanding, not being able to navigate the void. Whatever that means.
Well,
I think
He
Hovda's been there.
he would know.
Well, I think the bigger thing is that we can get answers on just about anything. And I mean, I've got a lot of questions as well, but I mean, Dakar, tell the doctor about what happened when you stepped in the tree. The eyes.
Oh, what kind of doctor are you again?
What being?
What's that?
What being?
Oh, I didn't know they handed out doctorates in that.
In magical arcane arts, yes. Studied at the university.
Well, I'm a doctor of tree healing.
You are a spellcaster.
No, I just healed the tree. You don't have to cast spells to heal a tree. You just heal it.
But your friend says that you spoke to the trees. That's a
Dakar's
form of magic.
Dakar speaks to anything living.
Animals.
Yeah, not usually very successfully. He likes to ask their names, but they don't speak his language because he speaks our language. Sometimes he asks over and over.
Yeah, Lucky and I had some good conversations.
All right.
But no, it was more just being one with the tree. So I don't know what Vox told you, but I was born from a tree.
Wait, what? I didn't know you were born from a tree. I just thought you talked to him.
Well, I do, but like in my dreams. Like I don't have conversations with them. I'd just be crazy. But no, I was born out of a tree. I just apparently the one they have here is similar to the one that gave birth to me. So I did what I do, and it took me someplace weird, and there were all these eyes watching, and there was this big old evil that I besmirched or besmatched.
You can speak to this being.
I beat it up.
But beat what up?
The old evil.
I love your candor and I love your innocence.
I didn't take the time to ask his name. It's just from the writings Fox has, it's called an old evil.
So it's your thought that this writing, this infernal script, is speaking of this creature.
Possibly. Some of the lines add up with what happened, but I mean, I still haven't made it through my diary, so I don't know what all their stuff on Fox's script is.
So, I mean, I've already, translated it, but we definitely know that this tree is ancient. What other ancient writings do we have about this sort of, this information? Like, Nehemiah said that there were other trees. Do you think that maybe we're awakening something we shouldn't? Or do you think that, or maybe, because clearly the tree looks better than it has in a long, ever, I guess. But, I mean, do you think that what he did was good, bad? I mean, are there more? I mean, what is this about ancient evil? I mean, what can you tell us about this place and its
Do you know anything about
history?
trees like these? They're pretty cool. This one was pretty cool looking. If you got summoned to inspect it, what do you know? Have you seen it? You haven't seen it yet. It's pretty cool. But what do you know about these trees? Why did they call you?
You do understand that usually research comes between the question and the answer.
You only have questions. You don't have any answers.
That is what I do.
Why do you have questions?
Well, what are these trees? Purpose, existence, who planted them? This creature,
I don't know.
what exactly was it? When you spoke of eyes,
Well, the eyes weren't in the tree. The eyes were in the other place where the tree took me.
just the fact that you're talking about traveling interdimensionally begs more questions.
Well, yeah, I think it's like your pencil place.
I would be probably against that theory.
Oh.
You see, a pocket dimension is something that can be created by not even a very skilled magician. It's a place where I can place items.
Wait. Could you teach someone to do that?
If I had the time and they had the knowledge and they had, dare I say, the talent.
How much time would you need?
Probably more time than you have available to you right now. Plus, I'm kind of behind already. I was hoping to get into these archives by today.
You should totally go check out that tree. It's pretty cool.
I have every intention of it. However, I was hoping that maybe you would accompany me.
I'm actually going to be going with the doctor because he says that there could be some stuff in Infernal, and something that I've actually learned how to speak. And well, there's a lot of questions. I mean, these trees, it just feels familiar, and I don't know. There's a curiosity about it, but I mean, the car when you went through it, I mean, it was like, it was just amazing and terrifying and wonderful at the same time. And well, I'm gonna go with the doctor, and I think you guys should come along. I mean, look, Q's got a rest. She's, you know, she's exhausted, and frankly, I think we've got to be laying low for a while because, you know, the lady in the tower, and you know, she doesn't like me, so.
Or me.
I think she's okay with me.
Yeah, probably not.
Oh.
Stone Forger.
So, Doctor, how do we go about this?
Go about what?
Well, joining you in the archives.
If it's what I think it is, it's a bit of a puzzle. Was Nehemiah specific about the archives, Doctor?
Nehemiah told me that I would have entry, that I could take a few representatives for protection, that I would need doubts my abilities.
Look, we're really good at protection, and he's got answers. You've got a tree. I can speak Infernal. Kelness is really scaly and strong. I mean, it just makes perfect sense.
How many more pencils is this worth?
Descartes, can I speak with you privately, please?
Sure, Kelness.
I'm gonna drag him out of the room and down the hallway out of earshot.
What?
Descartes, they're talking about the mirror.
Oh.
They're talking about going in the mirror.
But you've been there before.
I've been there before, and I kind of remember like the pathway to the pathway to the pathway, but it's really hard to get out.
Why was it hard to get out?
I mean, yeah, it's got answers, but it's hard to get out. And by the time we got out, it was like 2 weeks later. Time flows differently in the mirror.
I remember you guys told me that. But I'm not supposed to talk about that.
No.
Yeah, okay.
We told you about that, I know.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we shouldn't go. I'm just saying I think that's what he's talking about when he's talking about the archives, and Nehemiah says he can have entry. But I don't know that we should be the only ones who go with him. I don't trust this guy. He's from the capital.
Who else should we take?
Well, I think Fox is great, but he's talking about needing representatives. We're not actually representatives of the monastery.
Well, let's ask Dr. Seuss.
I mean, I think it would be a good idea to take someone from one of the monks. Do you want to go in?
I'm all for that. I don't see why not. They seem cool. They've helped you guys out with the Grey Sisters. They seem supportive of Dorothea's magic and my magic.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the monks. I'm worried about this court mage guy.
Oh.
Yeah, he's taking notes of about us, and he knows a lot about us. And he works for the royal family.
Oh.
And the royal family is not so great for the people in the south.
What's the matter with the royal family again?
Well, they're jerks. Hang on, that was a long time ago. I don't know. There was some sketchy stuff happening with the eyes and the nose and the mouth and the hands and everything. The 3 parts.
Sketchy, yeah, sketchy's never good.
No, okay. There was a note to the mayor.
Which mayor?
Of Lakota.
Oh, that jerk.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I just think we need to be careful. And if we can, I think we should take another monk with us.
I mean,
Just
if
in
a monk
case.
will come with us, I don't see why not.
Okay.
You think Dorothea can watch Q for us?
Definitely. Definitely. Okay, let's go back in there.
All right, break.
Well, that's while you guys are talking, Vox is like looking over the paper, and he's just just like, so with this one right here, where it's like tranquil mind, you got to make sure you get your fork tongue out there, so it's like that. So it's like a hissing sound on that one.
Always been troubled. I had it growing up with a lisp. Very
But you got to, but your tongue has to go like that.
only we had a speech pathologist here to work with.
If only.
Oh.
Kat's gonna be watching this when she gets to that part. She's gonna be like,
I hate you all. I hate you all.
Even, oh. Ooh. So
looking at the-
Hey guys, what about a snake?
I was just showing him how to pronounce these words in Infernal, but
Oh, that's cool.
infernal diction.
Well,
helps if you have a forked tongue.
I mean, there's some good news in that I'm more than just scaly and strong. I think the archives you're talking about are a place I've been before, and Nehemiah said he would grant you entry, but he maybe failed to mention that it's hard to get out.
Oh no, he was very forthcoming that I would be on my own.
So what about these representatives you could take with you?
Well, I'm allowed to bring a small contingency of whoever I deem necessary. But taking the 3 of you would save me a trip to any district to find Malasaran.
Yeah, I don't think the Malasaran are going to be much good for you down where we're going.
Well, I honestly don't want them to be here. They're not typically who I work with. I'm more brutish than savvy.
So, Kilness, you were saying that you've actually been in these archives. What do you mean you can't get out?
Well, it's not that you can't get out. It's just, it's the mirror of Mirendi and the paths of Mirendi, and there are different paths, and there are rooms, and there are some rooms that it's not a good idea to go to.
But also, like, you weren't prepared to go in there when you went in there, were you?
No. So, I feel like Doctor How well stocked are you in terms of supplies?
I mean, most of my supplies I have tucked away. They're easy to get to. But exactly.
Okay. No, I just want to make sure we're as prepared as possible. When did you want to go down into the archives?
Oh, post haste.
Look, Q's been laying down. She's exhausted. I mean, when I picked her up, she was, her eyes in the back of her head. She's going to be resting for weeks. Now we need to lay low anyway. So look,
I think this is good. Can I just let one of my friends know she's here? Can I run and let her know that we're doing this?
By all means.
Boxer rolls his eyes.
I'm gonna go find Dorothea.
It's pretty easy to find her.
Clank, 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 clank.
He's currently like leapfrogging after this cat that's kind of made its way into the monastery.
Poor cat. Hey, Dorothea.
Calnus.
I have a favor to ask you.
Sure.
I'm going on a weird trip, and I don't know how long I'm going to be gone. But you know my friend Q?
Mm-hmm.
So she's still here. She's resting. Do you think you could keep an eye on her for me?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I could do that.
That would make me feel so much better. And if she wakes up while I'm gone, can you let her know that I'm very sorry and I'll be back? But I went to Mirendi. She'll know what I mean. It's like a code.
Okay.
Can you repeat it back to me just to make sure I know you got it?
Yes. You're going away and you're sorry that you have to come back.
Almost.
Yeah.
Close enough.
How about just let her know I'm visiting Mirendi and I'll be back as soon as I can.
Going to Mirendi. Where's Mirendi?
I'm not exactly sure.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Dorothea. I appreciate it. Good luck with the cat. Okay, I head back.
So you gather up, begin gathering everything you feel you need, and make your way back towards the Undercroft. As the opening is still, or the entrance is still unearthed and open, and you make your way back down the steps to the tree, where it is still thriving and lush, but there's now a sense that the temperature within that room has started to warm up, ever so slightly. Well, by all means, this is, I guess, as far as I know how to get to. So,
You don't want to look at the tree at all?
I mean, it's a beautiful tree, but I've seen them before.
You've seen this kind of tree before?
Yes, I told you, chronophase trees.
Where have you seen them?
Looking this beautiful and vibrant.
Well, they typically do stay flowered all year long, and I mean, it's quite lovely. But there are a few, even within the capital.
There's Corona Bay trees in the capital?
Yes. Did you think this was a rare occurrence?
How many are in the capital?
2 by my count, but honestly, families at one point thought that they were signs of good wealth and would try to transplant them, so many were taken from their original sites and built around within family halls within the capital city.
So there may be a lot.
Beats me.
Wow.
If you would be so kind to point the way, is there a secret tunnel or a passageway? And he begins going to the walls and like just scouting out all the bricks.
I'm gonna let him look.
Yeah.
Because I don't totally trust him, so I'm not gonna be that hopeful.
Oh, so it's behind here, and he pulls the sheet down from the mirror. At which point you see the light flicker around the words and gone.
Ah,
What What was that?
Well, he hopped right in there before we could talk about things. Okay.
Talk about.
Before y'all go look in the mirror, there are names above each archway, and each archway take you to a different room. Okay, got it?
Got it.
Archways, different rooms. Got it.
Yes. Do not go to the room that says, oh man, they're not even in a language we can read.
What language are they in?
One I can't read.
Dakar, were you able to read it? They were in Elvish.
Okay, they're in Elvish, which I can't read. Vox, can you read Elvish?
I'll read Elvish. Ooh.
Just stay with me.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way. Because
Oh.
even if we like hold on to each other when we go through the mirror, it spits us out and whatever. Okay.
What if we all like concentrate on the same word?
Yeah, I don't think that really helps. But do either of you have paper and a pencil?
I have a pencil. I have a pencil.
You
He's
have a
got-
pencil.
He's got pencils in a different dimension.
Yeah, that guy's gone. We're looking for the study. The study is where the archives are.
Well, I mean,
Can I tell them what study is in Elvish?
Yes, you can.
I tell them what study is in Elvish.
Do you have paper? I want to write it down.
he's
Is
got.
the floor stone
look.
or is there like dirt? Is there like a dirt floor? Is it stone?
It's stone.
Oh. I'll shake out my hair a bit and the dirt that falls out. I'll trace out study.
All right, study's where we want to go.
It looks
Heather?
like that. Study. Meet at the study.
Meet at the study. Meet at the study. That's where the archives are. It's really cool. Do not go. Do not go to the room that says Ossicent.
Says what?
Ossicent.
Ossicent.
Okay.
White dragon. Bad news.
Go. Okay. Okay. Ooh.
I don't think it's a good idea to go to the room that says Drake.
Look, I thought this was a hallway. I didn't realize this was a mirror. Okay.
I think y'all told me it was a mirror at some point, but I don't think I.
Yes, we looked in the mirror. It transported us to another plane. It's on a different timeline, or time moves differently there. There was another room, like Darily. I don't think that's a good one either. Because they're like, Ossicent was the white dragon. There was a demon of evil and a demon of mischief, something like that. We tried to avoid those. And then there was Roz, and that was my fault. She came through with me out of the room she was in. I don't know if they've put any more evil people in there, so maybe there's someone in that chamber.
So,
But I don't know if the name would change.
Avoid rooms with people's names.
And let's stick together and look.
Let's meet in the study. You can go. There's a room called the Sanctuary. There's dead people in there, but don't be too alarmed. There's a room called the Fountain Room. That's not terrible. But there are different pathways from room to room. So just look above the archways. Oh.
Vox has already walked through the. He's just.
So Vox, you're walking to the mirror?
Yeah.
Right, so once you see the mirror itself, the light flashes in your eyes. I need you to roll a wisdom saving.
Wisdom saving throw. All right. Natural 20. That's for 25.
Nicely done. So you
This
get to
is
roll
amazing.
a d4.
A D4. Oh. Holy crap. That's a 3.
What about the rest of you?
All right, Dakar, we're going to meet in the study.
Yes, study. No name study.
Yep. If you meet someone you don't know, don't let them travel with you through the doorway, the archway, the portal.
Okay.
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 Okay, good luck.
All right.
Alrighty. I need for both of you to make your wisdom save. Let's see how well you'll do compared to last time.
God.
It's a nat 1.
8.
20, not nat.
All right. So Countess, go ahead and roll a d4. Dakar, roll a d8.
Interesting.
I got 4.
5.
Okay. As the light began to show and shine when you were standing there, Vox, when you first approached, you had no reflection within the mirror. And then as the light beamed forward and caught your eye, there was a brief moment where you saw yourself in the mirror and you were being pulled into the mirror itself as you and that mirrored reflection hit, and then you went into the other side. And spiraling down this long, almost black light kind of tunnel before you immediately pop into existence in the room. It is a circular stone floor, very, very dimly lit. And then as you look around where you think walls would be, you can actually tell with your vision that there's slightly more and more room in every direction past that, but you can't tell what's back there. Within the center of the room, there is a large anvil that has 3 beams of colored light that are coming from the ceiling in different arrays, but they all pinpoint and hit onto one spot on the anvil. And then around it are 3 troughs that have a small amount of green, finely green resined powder within them.
Hello? Oh boy. Vox is very cautiously going to approach the anvil.
Okay.
And just kind of look at the powder. Just kind of examine it, like just kind of go in there and smell it. See if you can identify anything.
Roll an Arcana check.
It's a 14.
This is a highly, the word, adhesive material, but what it actually does is unknown. It almost looks like some sugar, like almost like spun sugar that's been broken down, where it still has that hard kind of texture to it.
He's going to mage hand and just take like a little pinch of it and just put it in his bag.
Okay.
He'll so he's examined the trough. He'll try to examine the anvil as well. Any inscriptions or anything like that, or?
There are no inscriptions.
Okay. So he's in a circular room, and you said it kind of splinters out. Is that correct?
Yeah. So I mean, imagine a fully, it is a perfect circle.
Mm-hmm.
Anvil directly in the middle, the troughs around it, and then if you were to walk away from the center of the circle, you're basically walking into darkness.
Okay.
There doesn't seem to be a roof or walls.
Mm.
However, there are 5 various portals. These stone archways sit not against a wall, but just within the room itself, and they glow with this eerily kind of pulsating green light that swirls into a vacuum. And then written in Elvish, there are various phrases above each doorway.
So after talking with the group and getting at least the word study in Elvish written down, he's going to try to see if he can make a comparison.
Go ahead and roll let's do an intelligence check.
Oh boy. Okay. Wait a second. Intelligence. That's a 10.
There are a couple that look, they have similar shape and length to the word.
I guess, and you said there's 5?
Yep.
Fox will just, holding up the inscription that he sees and how he wrote it down. He's just going to try to take a crack at one that he thinks looks close enough.
Right, go ahead and roll a percentile die.
Roll a what?
Use your percentile. So it's your percentile die plus a d10 to give
Which
me
one's
a
sorry, oh, is it the 100, D100? All right. That is a 58.
So as you approach and you walk through, the room itself opens up, or you go through that first portal, and immediately there's no long passage like you did when you were transported through the mirror. Like you were in it, and then all of a sudden you're in another room. You never left. You look behind you, and it's similar that the archway is still there, but behind it is this void of black. In front of you is another large circular floor. However, there is a vast well that's within the center, and around it 4 large standing pillars. We're going to go ahead and flash over. As second person to go in was Kelnis Emrich. You feel that same pull, but this time you feel like there's way more control. You begin to navigate and fall through, and then your body lands effortlessly as you stand within the grand study. Books still there, floating around effortlessly, ethereally as they kind of pass and float within the stratosphere of the room. See those that large lectern, those 2 wooden this large wooden lectern with those 2 metallic bars. There's still 1 crack through the top of the lectern.
I look around to see if anybody else is there also.
There is nobody else in the room.
Okay, knowing kind of how Raystrom managed to get books, I'm gonna take a whack at it.
Okay, so you're gonna grab onto the lectern?
I'm gonna grab onto the lectern, and I'm going to focus all my thoughts on, I wanna think about the Chronophage tree. I wanna think about like, what was the origin of the Chronophage tree? What, just the Chronophage tree through history.
Okay. You grab on and you feel that immediate shock of knowledge that passes through the bones of the arm and begins to rack up towards the brain. Go ahead and roll me a wisdom save.
A wisdom save, okay. Because I've never done this before. 19.
Not too bad.
No.
You're able to kind of grit your teeth and fight through it, and you see that one book begin to float down, and that spectral image of the outline of the book begins to materialize as this orange, dust-covered, small tome falls down on the lectern and just opens up. And once again, it seemingly goes right to the page that you would be looking for.
And it's in a language I can read?
Yes, remember, as you do this, any language it's in, you can interpret as long as you're holding onto the lectern.
Okay.
So as you continue to look through it, you see pictures of various trees that were frozen in time within one of the 4 seasons. And then through some larger spell, they were able to combine these essences into one tree. However, they had to send in an eladrin into the trees to unite them into one connected kind of portal. As you continue to delve through, you learn a little bit more that the portals themselves diverge. They don't just go to the Feywild. They go to various realms. But namely, they are a barrier between a war between the Feywild, the Abyss, Elysium, and then within the margins of one singular page, there is another word. This word kind of grabs your curiosity because you've never heard of this before. Arenthal. But these trees were created on multiple planes. They're not just within the plane of the mortal coil. The ancient elven race would actually make these trees to connect so that you could slip through to these different planes. At first, they were used as a way of transporting during time of war. However, they have later on been found ways to make corrupt, where instead of having the druid race be able to pass through, demonic entities, celestial beings, and untold ancient horrors, if they were to weaken enough of the trees to create a big enough passage, could pour into the mortal plane. It's not a bad roll for 19.
No.
Meanwhile, Dakar Malkoa, you have never experienced something like this, and now you know why you were so frustrated with all the stories about what they went through to get you, as your body is just tumbling through this passageway, whipping around as you get whiplash, and you are flung face forward into a well. As you appear and look around, it's just like the room that I described for Vox, except Vox is not there.
That was quite the journey. So what do I see in the room? It's like deep well?
Here, I can give y'all a map just to get your bearings.
Oh, that's ominous.
So you are currently floating within this central well.
Oh, I landed in it?
Oh, you landed in it.
Sweet.
Completely drenched as you kind of float and bob, and you look around and see these 4 extending tall pillars that fade into the limitless ceiling. And then once again, the outside perimeter just kind of fades off into a dark void.
I'm gonna pull myself up out of the well.
Okay. Go ahead and roll as you're there. Hold on, what's your passive perception again?
16. Yeah, 16.
You would notice as you plunge in, that first initial shock of being in the water, as you look down, there is a murky shadow underneath you, not moving, but you can see the strands of hair still kind of floating, as it's a woman's figure, but the hair itself is branched out, but very decayed.
Very decayed. Yeah, I'm gonna continue to get out of the water.
You hop on out.
I want to get in my mouth. And then
there are 2 portals to this.
And they say,
One says nothing. The other one, I honestly cannot remember what it's called because I left my paper. Oh gosh, this is
I was like, I need Cat's wall.
You want me to send you the picture of the wall? I have it.
so. This is the room that had the nightmares.
The what?
That had the nightmares.
Oh, that was the fountain?
Nope, fountain was the middle one.
No, okay. It was the forge mine. Sorry.
Forged mine. Thank you so much. It was there. Yeah. So it says the forged mine. Thank you, Kellis.
Oh, looking at the doors. That says nothing. That says forged mine. That says nothing. That says a forged mine.
No. Does one say nothing and one says the forged mine?
Yep.
No, it's blank. It's not. It doesn't say nothing. It's blank. Well, it doesn't say a name, but I don't want to go to nothing. So I guess maybe this grand study's this way. I'll walk through the forge mine.
Okay. As you pass through, you make it to that smoking purple orb that is now covered, but that fume does cover and kind of billow across the lower levels of the floor. Vox, is there anything you'd like to do in your room?
I'll take another gander and see what see if I see any more, at least inscriptions, because you said there were 4 doors. Is that correct?
You are currently in the new room. There's the door you came through, and then there's one other door.
Any inscription over that door?
Yes, there is.
I'm assuming Elvish. Vox will at least make a comparison to like the scribbling of study.
Do another intelligence check.
Here we go. It's a 12.
You really have no idea. These elves. Elves.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
Tell us.
Sorry about that.
Okay. I'm going to let go of the lectern and kind of step away and try and like absorb that knowledge and commit it to memory.
As you step back, you finally get feeling again in your hands and look around the room. Coming through the central portal from the fountain room is Dr. Metrodario. Well, it seems somebody made it through.
Where did you land?
I actually landed here, but thought I'd get a lay of the land itself. It's really not that hard to traverse.
I didn't see you.
You didn't see me what?
I didn't see you in the room.
Oh, I just moved. I went into the fountain room.
So when you first came in, you landed in the fountain room?
Oh no, I landed here. I mean, you said yourself to think of the study, and I thought of the study, and maybe here. But once I saw where I was, noticed there was more doors, and decided I would check that out.
Where all did you check out? What did you think of it all?
Honestly, there's a few things that I'd rather not trifle with. I see that the monks do have more at stake here when they go through their passage or their trial. The forge actually looks really interesting, but I'm not one who uses a weapon, so didn't need to stay there. Definitely should stay out of the forged mine.
Did you try it out?
No, I did not. However, through just a little bit of my own spellcasting, realized that is some heavy mist you don't want to deal with.
It can be enlightening.
Enlighten yourself away. What about you? this where you ended?
I landed here.
Seems like you've already had luck at discerning some information. Hope you got what you were needing.
I think so. You know how it works now, right?
I venture a guess, just looking at the contraption, that you've got to establish a connection, and as long as your mind is concentrated significantly and sufficiently enough, you should be able to peruse the archives.
I'll let you get to it.
By all means, what I've been excited about. Your friends, though, were they coming as well?
They are. It looks like they probably landed somewhere else.
Well, I wish them the best of luck, but perhaps maybe you want to look for them?
No, we said we would meet here at the study. I'll wait for them.
By all means, make yourself comfortable. And he kind of goes up with his hands ready, and you see him go straight for the lectern. Ah! Has a bit of a kick to it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're going to have to work on this. Vox.
Sorry about that. So it's just one other portal, correct?
Yes.
Vox is going to kind of look back at the other room that he came through, and he's going to look up. I rolled a 12 on that one. Sorry, my brother interrupted me on that one. Did that inscription look similar at all, or?
You have no idea.
Vox is actually going to go back to the main room and see if maybe, since that seems like a bigger gathering room, he's instead of rabbit holing, he's like, well, I might take my chances with something a little bigger. So he's going to actually step back through there.
As you turn to step back, you turn and you see the portal, and there is now a creature standing between you and that portal you just walked through.
Help. What kind of creature?
Help. Out.
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 Sure. If I could just get past you, I'll get out.
Oh.
And Vox is going to try to run past him.
Oh, go for it.
Oh boy. What? Just D20 or what?
So this is you just trying to get past him and run? Yeah, so do an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics, all right. Oh, thank goodness. That nat 20, make it into 22. Oh my gosh, I was like, I'm going to have to. I'm using the,
rolled.
So I've only done, I think, 4 rolls, but 2 of those have been nat 20. Now the other one was an 11 and was a 10 and a 12. So it's like,
Right. As you run past, you do make your.
Oh gosh.
As you run past, there is a stench to his body that he's looking to really fumigate against your face. And as you're going and you feel the energy to kind of dart under and slip through the portal, I need you to make, I believe it's a wisdom save. Yes. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
That's a 10.
There is an anger that hits your head. And before you can actually will yourself to go through, all you want to do is to fight. It doesn't matter who it is, but you want to fight. And we're going to take a break. And then, Fox, you're rolling some initiative.
Yeah. No, I'm
Let's go ahead and take 10 minutes, and then we'll jump back in.
All right, cool. Oh,
Okay.
no. Bye, guys. Oh, man.
So this is the layout of what we have. There are the 2 portals. However, you are compelled to fight until you can do your save and you can get out. But it'll be at the end of every one of your rounds. So at this time, I'd like you to go ahead and roll me an
I'm sorry, roll you what?
initiative.
All right. Okay. That's a 12.
Righty, 12. Now, Kelnis, you said you're staying, so you're out of this one. Dakar, you have a chance that you might get there, but it'll be a long time before you get there. So, Dakar, go ahead and roll me an initiative.
7.
Alrighty. Well, Drax is going to get to go first. So as that anger takes over you, you feel that need. Why is Kelm that big? There we go. And you feel that need to fully fight. You see the flesh start to drip a little bit around his small, and he's a very angular face, corpse-like, but like deteriorating corpse. And as pieces fall, there are underlining layers of flesh. So what looks like an elderly man, when it starts to fall, on one side where the cheek has now fallen, there is almost like a childlike girl's face.
Ooh.
However, as soon as that falls, the girl's face begins to slowly peel, and you can just see those layers are starting just to drip off the face. And he's going to attempt to bite you, and then, yeah, he's going to attempt to bite you, and then use his claws. So first attack with his bite, that's going to be a 16 to hit.
That hits.
Doing 17 points of piercing damage.
All right.
I need you to roll a d4.
Okay. All right. That's a 2.
All right. Your charisma score goes down by 2.
Oh man.
Oh.
You're going to lose 1 point of your charisma.
How do you affect that? And do you
So you have to go to your actual numbers where you input them in, and you would change the number -2 or do a penalty -2. Or if you just want to keep track with your on paper, you can do it as well.
Yeah, I might just do that. So I
For
-2.
every 2
All
you
right,
drop,
cool.
change your modifier.
Say that again.
For every 2 that you drop, it's going to change your modifier.
Okay. All right. Shoot.
And then for his claw attack, it could be a 17 to hit.
Yep,
Wait.
that hits.
That is 18 points of slashing damage.
Oh.
Dude. Oh my gosh.
And then I need you to do a Constitution saving throw.
That's a 19.
All right, so you are not paralyzed.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Oh, shit.
You are angry, though. You're real angry. So that is your turn. You are now free to attack.
So I'm going to use, oh man. Oh boy. Let's see. Probably I'm going to start off with, I'm going to use Armor of Agathis. Okay, so I will regain 15 temporary hit points. And okay, there we go. Okay, and shoot, let's see, because I have to disengage, which oh man, shoot, man, I don't even know what to do. Yeah, I guess that'll. I mean, well, you know what? I'm going to risk it. I'm going to try to make a run to the left, like 2 squares, just to get out of the way. I want to make it. You know, I know I want to fight, but like Vox is also crazy beat up, so he's got to move at least.
Okay. So you make your run. He is going to get his opportunity attack on you.
Go ahead.
That is going to be a 14.
That meets the armor class.
All right, so he's going to hit. That is only 7 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
But I need another Constitution saving throw.
That's a nat 1.
As your body seizes up, and you are paralyzed for 1 minute.
Now, one thing just to keep in mind is with Armor of Agathis, he will take 5 cold damage every hit.
Right. So yeah, as he goes and he makes his swipe at you, it hits you feel that poison kind of rush through, and his body locks up, but that cold bursts out across his hand and pulls it back and retracts as it kind of, the numbness freezes, has a little bit of frostbite over his arm. All right, it is the end of your turn, so you do get to roll your wisdom save again.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That's a 12.
All right, so yeah, you still want to fight. Dakar, is there anything you want to do?
I'm going to look at the he's like, I moved into, I believe, the Forged Mind.
Yep.
So I'm gonna look at the door arches, like, and try not to be too distracted by the pink bubbly in the middle.
All right, so since you read Elvish, you see the Forged Mind is where you're at. Behind you, the door you came through is also empty. There's another one that is also empty, so you have two empties.
Oh.
One says study, one says fountain room, and one says grand sanctuary.
Where was I supposed to study? Supposed to. Man, thirsty, but.
Where are you going, Dakar?
I'm gonna go to the study.
All right, as you make your
I'm
way.
gonna go to the study.
All right, so we're going to move to the next round. Because remember, all this stuff, time is working a little differently. So next round, it is his turn. As you're paralyzed, he doesn't even go to hit you. He walks over to the water, and he starts pulling off layers of flesh.
Oh.
And throwing it into the water itself. As he gets closer and closer to a skeletal being, all the while just laughing. What would you like? You're paralyzed, you can't do anything, but you do get to save. So go ahead and do your first save for the paralyzation. So Constitution saving throw.
That's a 3.
You are still paralyzed. Go ahead and do your Wisdom save.
Oh my gosh, the 7.
You still want to fight him. He's so angry. It's just,
Oh, I'm pissed now. Yep, that's it.
at which point he turns around, he kind of looks at you, and he takes his hand and reaches over to the water, and then starts to see this kind of swirling motion.
Mm.
You hear the water itself churning and begin to bubble. That's his turn. Your turn again. Can't
How
do
far
it.
how far am I from the portal?
You are right next to it. Like you could step through it.
How would Mage Hand work as far as paralyzation goes?
It depends on what's the casting components. Do you have any somatic?
It's hold on. So Mage Hand.
If it has the S next to it for somatic, you would have to have function of your hand.
Okay. Oh shoot, that might be. That is a. Hold on. Components V and S. So yeah, visual and somatic. All right. Dang it. I guess I'll do my saves then.
First save.
Oh, thank goodness. Nat 20. So it's 21 on the Constitution
That's
save.
your third one.
I know this is nuts. Like, but you could see that these these are either super high or super low.
That was your paralysis. Your body kind of tenses and releases. You're still angry, so you are going to need to make your attacks. That's just the end of your turn, so you won't need to make them this time. But I need you to do your wisdom save.
Okay, wisdom save. All right. Okay, now I'm just getting really weirded out. Like, yet again, it is a, what is it? Hold on. It is another nat 20, making it a 25. This is, that is 4 nat 20s tonight.
Take it. The computer wants you to live.
Maybe you don't want to use cat's dice she gave you.
Yeah.
With your body now under your control, that clarity comes back to mind, and you just look around quickly and you see the creature, and then you see the portal, and everything in you just wants to run for the portal on your next turn.
Wait, but I don't get to use my attacks. I was only the Constitution.
It's at the end of your turn, so your turn.
Oh. Okay. All right.
Guard.
Oof.
What you want to do as you walk into a study and you see both your friend Kelnis Imrish and the Dr. Lorenzo Dario.
Calnus, I did what you said.
Dakar, you found the study.
Yeah, I didn't start here, but I got here as soon as I could.
But you got here.
I left so much temptation. Like there was some lady swimming in the bottom of a well. She did not look well.
Okay.
This damn lecture.
Oh.
Back in the room. Drax pulls up the muck that's there at his side, and then he kind of pours it on the ground, and this trail moves quickly over towards your feet. And then out of the ground arises a mirrored image.
No.
As you now have a raised ghoul inside. Right. That's going to be his action. Does not have his bonus action on him, so that comes to your turn.
All right, and he is okay. So he's directly in front, blocking that, then, huh?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to turn to the original. Yeah, the original guy, and I'm going to cast Dispel Magic on him.
On the original?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that should hopefully get rid of that. So
it is not actually a spell.
it's, oh my gosh. Oh boy. Well. Man, I'm gonna risk it. I'll try to step back.
Step back where?
Just maybe like 2 squares.
2 squares?
Mhm.
All right, as you step, it does get an opportunity attack.
Go ahead.
That is a 13.
Does not hit.
All right. It is his turn as he reaches back in and goes to the water and begins to swirl around one more time. That is his turn. However, the ghoul is going to step forward. He's going to make its 2 attacks. First one, that is a 17.
That is.
Only doing 3 points of slashing damage.
Oh, thank goodness. All right.
Second attack.
Mhm.
There's a 3 on the die, so that would not hit.
Does not hit. And he takes 5 damage as well.
And the ghoul takes 5 damage.
Mhm.
Alrighty, it is your turn.
All right. I'm going to use, because of my legacy of Malagbold, I'm going to use invisibility.
Okay. So as you immediately kind of drift, you're so close to the edge of the darkness, you almost begin to blend into the darkness itself, and then you're gone from your spot.
And I'm going to try to run around him and make it in that portal.
All right, so he is going to swing, but he's going to swing at the advantage because he doesn't know where you do make your run for the portal. Die. You know what? In honor of you, I'm going to use 2 heavy ones to get that good.
Oh.
Natural 20 on the die.
And a 1.
And an 8. So that is not going to hit.
Oh, thank goodness.
As you
Oh,
see it swing, and you just naturally almost like stumble underneath it, matrix fall, and then get back on your feet and run and through the portal itself.
Voxel is immediately going to vomit. just oh gosh. Let's see. Vox is gonna reach into his bag and he's gonna slug down his potion of healing.
Hey, look at that. Back in the study. What's going on?
There was this liquid stuff. I wanted to like stop and like maybe drink it, but I just kept coming because it's supposed to go to a study. I found you guys.
Good choice.
Just wait on Voxel.
Were you in
Yeah.
the fountain room or the forge mine?
It was both maybe. I started at a fountain, like I fell in a fountain or a well. I don't know if it's a well room or the fountain room.
Well, there wasn't a
Another
well in
one.
the fountain, so clearly you were not in there.
Oh, okay. Well, there was no label on the door.
Needless to say, if you don't know what it means, you probably shouldn't touch it.
Well, that's why I went the other way.
Good call. You're here now. The doctor is trying to get information.
Oh, cool.
Have you had any luck, Doc?
I feel like I'm almost getting the knack of it.
Excellent. Are you feeling tired or fatigued at all?
A little bit. I mean, I could take a break if somebody else wants to give it a shot, but
How long have you all been here?
I got here. This is where I landed, but Doc came in before I did, and
well,
you said you went other places.
I landed here too, but I took a little tour to see what we were dealing with.
Oh, okay. Have you seen Vox?
I have not actually. However, he's a strong, strapping lad. I'm sure he can take care of himself.
Anymore.
We said meet at the study. We're gonna chase each other round and round if we leave.
Well, I'm definitely going to need to take a moment to rest, so I'm going to...
Dakar, do you want to see if you can get any information?
About what?
Anything you want.
Anything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hold the lectern and you focus really hard on what you want to know.
Huh.
Mine probably don't want to focus on things we've already talked about.
Oh, well, no, I was going to see if, should I think about things that I want to think about? And then it would tell me what to think about?
I think you have to like make the choice. I don't think it'll.
Okay.
Good thought though.
I gotcha. Okay. I'll give it a go. So what do I do?
Hold the lectern.
The lectern?
The thing up there.
Oh.
Grab the monkey bars, monkey man.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I was going to say. Do I grab the lectern or do I grab the handles up here? I wasn't sure. Like,
Do what feels natural.
kill this. I know we've known each other a while, but...
The car.
Sorry. I think that smoke in the room it got to me. I don't know. I wouldn't breathe it in too much. Like I went through it as fast as I could. All right, let me give this lectern a little go. Let me see. Which I think about. I know. I'm gonna grab onto the handle things. I'm gonna think about Q's father.
Okay. Roll a wisdom saving throw.
20. Not natural.
There doesn't seem to be a huge charge coming from the lectern. No book comes down.
Did it work?
Nah, usually a book will float down.
Oh.
Can I ask what you thought of?
Well, I was thinking about Q's dad.
I mean, I think this is more of an ancient library, so more maybe knowledge.
Oh, Q's granddad. Gotcha. Or older than that.
I would think like really notable figures. I don't know Q's family lineage, but
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I don't think that would help me find her dad.
No, because that's kind of recent modern times.
I know it might help then. I'm gonna grab on again. Uh, 26.
Ooh.
And I'm thinking about the I think it's on my inside of my boots, the emblem on the inside of my boots that we found that may be connected to the Dark Wizard and Kalakesh.
Okay, so you're talking about the emblem of the upside down man within the spiderweb.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay. The shock is very, very faint in your hands, almost as a tickle, as a book really falls down and opens. This one is a large compendium of the ancient gods. And you see almost a hierarchy where there are names that are foreign to you just by the way to pronounce them or what the characters are, but there are definitely these hierarchies of very ancient beings. Underneath that, 3 names that are roughly translatable to force, nature, and oblivion. But the last one, oblivion, seems to almost be burned out of the book. There's just enough of the etchings on the outside of the burn mark to be able to tell what the word was. Underneath it, there are lists of some of the more familiar deities. The little leaf, the lady in shadow. But at the very, very bottom, at one of the youngest of these divine gods, you do catch a man suspended within a spider web, the sigil of the mistress of spiders. Through the domain of treachery, her followers known only as the Venom Society. This is the Spindle Queen.
Man, y'all get that tickle too when you grabbed onto the thing?
I mean, I felt more of like a spark, like a shock almost.
Oh, your sparklers were going?
No. It was like it was sparkling me.
Back in the forge, Vox, now emptying your stomach onto the stone floorway, you're back in a familiar room.
Vox is just so absolutely upset with himself for, being, being in a little more of a rush than he should have been. But he's going to think back to what Kelmus was saying. And so he's like, okay, so, think of, he's looking at the thing study and he's looking around just to see it. And he's going to try to use he's just gonna kind of point like his finger and just like guess and just shoot message off and just be like hello, because he's panicking at this point.
You send your message off into the distance.
Okay. So Vox is gonna go closer to the anvil and just start like kind of saying hello, and that's it.
Back in the study.
Any luck, Dakar?
I think so. I mean, it's a lot of knowledge, like more in depth than we had before. But like I was thinking about my boots, and the Spindle Queen.
Okay.
Came up in relation to, I guess, the Venom Society and who the evil wizard could be. There's a lot of names though, like a lot of names.
Oh.
Did you say the Venom Society?
Yes.
Well, they're easy to find.
Oh,
Are they?
Yes, followers even. There's a guild hall in the capital.
What? Do they have their symbol like up above the door?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Do you not know? Do you not know the basic theology of our island?
Well, Dakar, remember when we were in the capital?
Yeah. We had
And
a little bike guy and
yeah, we went shopping.
yeah.
Yeah, not that part.
Oh.
But there was a building that had the symbol that I knew, but there weren't like a bunch of Dragonborn in there.
Oh.
So I don't know that they necessarily. I think everybody has their own take on each deity.
Makes sense.
That's true. The divine themselves are not inherently good or evil.
I mean, Doc, do you know anything about, because we were in the South for a while, and there was rumors of a wizard, of a wizard
Like a dark.
maybe causing people to disappear. Did you hear of those rumors?
There's a brief hesitation before. I mean, there's been bad wizards, bad mages, sorcerers of the wild. There need to be more specific.
I have been very suspicious of this character. Can I want to be paying attention to his body language and his, like, the fact that he paused and stuff. Can I get anything from that?
Yeah, roll an insight check.
Get him, Caldas.
16.
There's a few moments that he's been there where he is definitely guarding his words. But there's still a calmness to his presentation.
I mean, that makes sense. We've definitely encountered a lot of different kinds of people around the Isle. I mean, do you know anything about Farrow's Folly? Because that name came up too.
The Folly is not exactly a place that someone like me would like to be represented with, but yes, I'm quite familiar with its decadence.
What do you mean? Like, what do you mean by you wouldn't be represented? Like, I don't understand.
People who go to the Folly go because they either have too much money or they want to have people believe that they have too much money. So they spend frivolously on base desires, shall we say, of a carnal nature.
So there was rumor that these people disappearing in the South were reappearing in Farrow's Folly. What would you say to those rumors?
I would say that they definitely should be investigated further. But that seems like a duty for a Malasaran, not for a court mage.
I was just curious.
So,
I mean,
like, Saran can get in there easily?
Say that again?
The Malasaran could get in the Folly easily?
Oh, no. Unless they had a significant coin to spend, but can't say I've ever met a Malasaran guard.
We were told we had to have, like, special emblems to get into the Folly.
Yes, you have to pay for membership.
Oh.
Or otherwise be invited.
Emblem when you pay for membership.
Couldn't tell. Never been.
Oh, okay. You ever know anybody that's been?
I have a few acquaintances. The stories they tell are equally satisfying and disgusting.
want to give it another go, Doc?
I mean, guess can't hurt. He stands back up. Okay, well, here we go. This time he holds on, and as he grips, you can see there's a struggle, but a book does come down very slowly before slamming and opening up. And as you see him peering and trying to look through, there's a moment where blood begins to pour out of his left ear. And then his hand itself, you can almost hear the bones themselves cracking just from the intensity of his grip before he finally releases and then falls back into one of the smallest chairs that have been stationed around.
I want to run up and see if the book has the book flown off.
The book, as soon as you let go, it begins to close, but it's not let go. So yeah,
Okay.
It begins to close and then begins to dematerialize and move upward.
You okay, Doc?
Roll a perception check. Let's see what you got.
19.
19. As you are staring, or you kind of glance over and say, "Are you okay?" You look over. The decoration on the outside of the book itself, a blue tome with gold inlaid writing that each shape layers on top of the other with small circles forming a almost cascade of lidless eyes from the bottom of the book all the way to the top of the book, with one large eye in the center. I'm so sorry. That was more than I thought it would be.
Well, what were you thinking of? Because I don't remember seeing any of my friends having that reaction to them. Are you all right? How's your hand?
Very sore. I'm gonna need to take a moment again. And you also hear a as the lectern itself is split, it's now twice as long. Vox, what are you doing?
So Vox is panicked. He's really starting to freak out, and so he's trying to go back to what Kelma said, and so he's looking at the word, and she said, "You need to find the study. You need to focus on the study, or concentrate on the study." So he doesn't want to go through any more portals. He's thoroughly freaked out. So he's literally gonna think about a study. He's gonna sit down and think about books, and he's gonna actually open up his book of shadows.
Okay.
He's just gonna focus on that.
Right. As you sit down and you focus and begin to go through your own book of shadows to see if there's anything that can help you. Back in the study.
I'm gonna oh, sorry.
Opening up his notebook and just begin transcribing.
I want to go up to him and like gently grab his shoulder and check to make sure he's okay. Like, hey, you've got blood coming out of your ear and your hand looks a little screwy. Like, are you sure you're okay?
Pulls out a handkerchief and begins wiping away the blood.
And while he pulls that handkerchief out, can I glance down to see what he's written in his book?
He's already closed the book.
Damn it. Okay.
Take it from him, Kelvis. This is layaway.
This is how it works.
Kelvis, you didn't tell me that could happen.
I want to because I kind of knelt down to pat him on the shoulder. I want to pretend to use his shoulder to kind of push myself up, but let my hand slide down and knock his book out of the way. I'm trying really hard to be sneaky and oh gosh, I'm so sorry. And I kind of want to, as I hand it back to him, see if I can get it to open up to where he's been writing.
Roll a sleight of hand check. He is very aware that you're making this move, but he's gonna try to avoid it, but still.
18. You know what? I feel like, because I got a crappy roll with those other dice. You know, I found out over the break when I was cleaning this room out, my at-home dice are glow in the dark. And I think because I'm acknowledging that, I'm having better luck.
That you are. You rolled an 18?
I rolled an 18.
Total of
18. I have 16 plus 2.
You rolled a natural 20. So as you
Damn it.
as you tip over and you stumble down and you hit, the book falls and you go like ready to go down the ground and get it, and he catches it with the other hand.
I'm so sorry about that.
Oh no fault. I mean, we just try to be less clumsy. This is a dangerous place. And he tucks it into his robe.
I mean, you should have seen me. Dakar can tell you, I'm the queen of clumsy.
Ruckus!
Yeah, ruckus, big time. I was causing a huge mess in that marketplace.
Which marketplace?
It was down south.
Dakar, is there anything you want to do?
Yeah, I'm going to ask Kelnis. So, does that happen a lot when you do this?
Does what happen a lot?
Like the hand and the blood thing? Like,
What
happened to the doctor?
I have not seen that happen before.
Okay.
I mean, were you able to at least get some information, Doc? Because you got beat up and now the lectern's got a huge crack in it. Like, that must have been some pretty serious information.
I gathered a few glint images. I tried to sketch them down what I saw, but nothing that really set. I'll have to try that again.
I mean, be careful. I don't know what happens if the lectern completely cracks into you.
What were you thinking about?
Well, I was actually thinking about all the stuff you told me.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if I want to think about that anymore. But I guess that's a good way to get answers.
That is why we're here.
Maybe you should try thinking of that stuff, Dakar.
I thought we were here to help you.
To get answers.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
Dakar, maybe having a different perspective will help maybe the getting that information and maybe not being quite as debilitating.
All right.
I don't want that to happen to you though. Be careful.
I'll try my best.
So what are you going to think about?
I'm gonna think about that horrible room I was in.
That other plane or dimension or whatever?
Yeah. Inside the tree.
Can I like put my hand on his shoulder for moral support?
Sure. So you're going for the lectern?
Yeah.
Right, make your roll.
20, not natural.
As you grab on, that tingle comes over, and you're hesitant this time. Just seeing what you saw kind of scares you, but bracing yourself for that large shock, that tickle comes through, and that book, same book, falls down, and you see Lorenzo stand up, and he begins to kind of walk over towards where you are. Dakar, the book opens slowly, and you do see on it all of those eyes staring down. But this time, now that you have time to look at it, the eyes themselves are focused. And as they all pinpoint and focus, there is a dark, shadowy entity facing away from where the reader would be on the book. And all the eyes stare at it. When you open it up, quickly, your brain starts gathering in the knowledge as page to page goes by. Monstrosities, horrors, all birthed from the same place. The realm of Arenthal. A devious dimension that predates the actual construction of the mortal coil, before even the lesser gods and the god children were created. A time only between the arrival of force nature and oblivion. Oblivion is a deity that has not been talked about in a long time. In fact, it was stricken from records thousands of years ago. A darker entity, imbued and destined for chaos, who was worshipped by corrupt abominations, primordial terrors, ancient horrors that have since long been banished, now dominate their own planes of existence. These terrors themselves began to have offspring of their own, which led to the creation of demons and devils who took up their realm within the nine hells. However, their parents, their creators, still live, even shunned by their children. And one in particular lords over all. Some refer to her as the Dark Mother, a greater deity of high ranks of evil. Her realm of Arenthal, also known as the Realm of a Million Eyes, seeks chaos, death, hatred, and knows only power through strength. This mother has never been depicted. However, some texts within this book claim to see her as a gargantuan mass of appendages and bile, morphed together into a large orb. But upon the orb itself, millions of humanoid eyes that have been stolen from their victims, each gazing off into various realms and planes and demi-planes. There is one sort of creature that highly favors the Dark Mother and sees her as not a threat, but a divine being. For she was the one who first birthed them. She gave the initiation to the race that would become known as the Beholders. While she has shown no love for her children, nor care of their doings, the one thing that she has professed that she seeks out is to find Oblivion and to return him to the world and all of the realms.
As Dakar is reading that, I want to kind of take notice that the doctor is coming up towards him, and I want to stand in his way without making it seem obvious that I'm blocking his view.
Would you please step aside?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And he begins to continue moving to the book. Dakar, you feel the release of that knowledge, and your hands come off the lectern, and the book begins to fold and fly back up.
Take a minute, Dakar.
What year is it?
Yeah, sit down. Sit down, take a minute, let it absorb that information and kind of process it.
Okay. I didn't know this place had that kind of knowledge.
What did you see?
Not good. Evil.
I'm glad you're okay though. I'm glad you were able to read that book and not have the same results. Like,
I know. It's like Everything in the right place?
Did it have a name?
Who?
The creature that's on the front of the book.
Oh, there was something about the creature as like a beholder.
No. Beholders are shaped just like their creator. This is a darker entity.
Oh,
Creature
well-
mentioned. But or are you talking about the dark queen, the dark witch, dark person, dark mother, something like that. But she
I
created
need
the
you to come
beholder.
with me.
where?
I formally request that you, Dakar, return with me to the capital.
Why?
Sorry to say, but you have knowledge in your head that you are not holding on to. And it is absolutely necessary for the sake of our entire existence to get that information.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Why can't he just tell you the information? Why do you have to take him?
Because he's already speaking in nonsense. None of what he's saying is actually making sense. That information was too hard for me, a court magician, to hold on to. The information may very well be within his head, but he doesn't have the understanding of it.
So what do you plan on doing to him?
I plan on waiting until we can get the information.
I don't
Well,
want to
if
diss your magician skills, but like, the information is fine. That's just the way I process information.
I still would feel safer if you came with me.
we'll have to get out of here first, and then
And we're waiting for Vox. We can't leave until Vox shows up.
right, we can't leave without Fox. We'll have to figure out how to get out of here, and then we'll have to discuss this as a group.
Fine. Let's find your companion and let's return.
I mean, he could be anywhere. I think if anything, we need to stick together.
Oh, I have no intention of leaving without Dekar coming with me.
And Kelness and Vox.
Presently, yes. But right now, we need to figure out where Vox is. So, where are we going?
Well, I think our only options are to there's 3 portals. I don't think we should. What do the portals say, Dakar? Since you can read Elvish.
They say the forged mine, the fountain room, and the forge.
I guess let's try the fountain room.
Perhaps your friend did stumble in there.
Do you have a better idea of where he could be?
No, I just know where we've been.
Could I maybe think about where he's been? Wow, that didn't work for Q's dad.
Vox is going to try one more thing.
Okay.
He's going to use Dark One's own luck to enhance his ability check, and he's going to try to do a history check and remember what Kelmus told him about that.
About what?
Just about like how to find it, because he remembers something about find the study.
So you remember that. You don't need to roll for that. She said
Okay.
that. But this is also Thomas's interpretation of how this dimension works.
Okay.
And I do think I said something about you have to use the portals as pathways. Okay.
I'm just saying,
I see.
if we've both been to the fountain room and Dakar, you came from Forged Mine, of this liquid.
Well,
Perhaps
I came from another room next to that.
Then let's all go to the forge.
I think it would be best.
Well, there's still one other thing I want to think about on this lectern, if that's okay.
By all means.
Okay.
Sure, sweet. 16, and I'm going to be thinking about Zerafina.
Okay. As you hold on, this time the search does hit your hands. It does hurt tremendously. And as you begin to think, everything goes quiet. No book comes down. Then you see the shadow behind one of the bookcases, that clawed hand that wraps around long extended appendages. Nobody else sees this, just you. And then it begins to slide down the bookcase. And then there's that laugh. And then that sudden pain hits you. And you let go. The lectern itself splits down the middle and is now severed in two. And as you fall back, Callan is kind of right behind you. You push against her. Callan is along the base of his neck. He now has all the way across one side of his neck to the base of his spine. Small black feathers grow out of his neck.
Dakar, are you okay?
Yeah, why? It shocked more than it did last time.
Oh, it was painful, Dakar. I'm talking, you are like writhing in pain.
And you've got, can you feel that on your neck?
I'm writhing in pain. I don't feel anything but pain.
Here, I grab his hand and I like put it on the back of his neck.
Yes, it hurts there too.
As you put your hand there, you do feel those are real feathers. And as you go to pull one, they're inside your skin. Growing feathers.
Yeah, I'm finally doing it. I'm turning into a bird.
I don't know that that's that. Come on, I think we should be done. I think the lectern might be broken anyway. Let's go find Vox. Or can I help? Can you walk?
Yeah, I can walk.
As you'll walk by, pass by Lorenzo, and he kind of takes a quick glance at your neck. See him go to his book, and he begins writing down. Closes, returns it, and then walks behind you. As y'all make y'all's way into the forge. Pushing through, Vox, book open, just racking your brain thinking, if I just think, I just really
about books.
think about books and think about it, my friends will come.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Exactly.
And if you think it, they will come. And out of that portal in front of you, one portal to the right of the one you went into enters the group that you've been waiting for.
Oh, thank fuck. This place is awful. I went to this one room and this guy whose skin was falling off was just, like, he just beat the fuck out of me, and then I couldn't figure out where I was supposed to go, and
It's not a good place, Vox.
this place is awful. I don't know. I'd never want to go here again. What
It's okay.
What happened to you?
We made it to the. What's a car?
I said Vox finds people the same way you do. You just wait.
I'm telling you, we're gonna be best friends. It works.
I didn't think it would work.
So did you guys get those answers that you
We did.
needed?
and Vox, I don't know if you want to get answers or not. I don't know if you can. I think the lectern's broken. Do you want to try?
I mean,
We're
yeah,
here.
I would really like to try. You know. Also, what's a lectern?
This thing.
That's a Vox question, not a Joel question.
It's a thing that the books sit on. You hold it. Here, and I help him get up and.
You'll make his way back to the setting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. As you make your way, you are met with the broken, severed lectern that may or may not work.
So, what did you guys do?
You have to hold on to it and focus on what you want to know. But I think it's more like historical, important stuff, not stuff happening right now.
It's worth a shot. I've got to get some answers. I really
Well,
need some answers.
what answers are you looking for? Because we got quite a few answers.
I don't know if you guys would know. Let me just try this. And I promise I'll tell you more. But
it may not work.
It's worth a shot, right?
Win. Be careful of the shock. Like you may want to ground yourself before you touch it.
All right.
All right. Go ahead and roll a wisdom.
What's that?
Go ahead and roll a wisdom save as you grab onto this lectern. It is a lectern, so the D will go up.
Oh, thank goodness. That is a 19 plus 5. There's a 24.
Good. You needed to beat a 22.
Oh, thank goodness.
There is a great amount of power as you hold on. That split, you see the underworkings of these magical coils and spindles, and it almost looks like pistons firing within. It's machinery, but magic. As the electricity swirls in it, and you can see where it's very, very close to rupturing and sending off an electrical blast that could easily kill somebody. But you're able to seek the knowledge you need. So what are you looking for?
Vox is going to try to look up, or at least he's going to try to concentrate on what he's doing in an era of floating islands. And here, I'll send it to you in the chat.
Yeah. Either chat or text me. I get where you're going with this, but I want to make sure I give you the right thing.
Yeah.
My brain is like, gah.
What I love is, like I said, Kat's gonna watch this, and the whole time she's just gonna be.
It's another puzzle.
It's another puzzle.
It's another mystery. It's not a murder mystery. It's a map mystery. It's a.
Yep.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. So a book does come down. It is a rather large maroon tome. And as it begins to open, some of the pages themselves begin to kind of almost fall out of the book, but still stay close to the binding. It's written in a dwarvish language, but you're able to soak in the information. There, at one point in history, was a dwarven inventor who had managed working with some of the archmages from Lothrandis, a nation within about really far off southeast of where the islands sit, the Olmet of these islands sits. This location was very militaristic, and they built a massive, massive army of automatons that were geared and powered through magical crystals. They even created strange weapons that could project large concentrations of these arcane energies so that you could fire spells even if you were not masters of an arcane art. This dwarven individual worked with them, seeking a way to move one person from one location across great distance as a way of infiltrating and invading so that they could go from Lothlorandis and travel to maybe the Empire of Cyrindel, or to the Wastelands of Shikastra, or even to the Olmed itself to take better advantage during times of war. However, through his tinkering, he did go missing, at which point the remains of his artifacts that he had worked with, they found them crashed upon a vessel at sea within the eastern, I gotta make sure I get this, Viserian Sea, the eastern Viserian Sea that is closest to the country of Cyrindel. There, some Cyrindalian dwarves from Craghammer actually came and gathered up these materials and have spent time trying to figure out how to use them best to their advantage. Whether or not they actually got anywhere with it is not known. However, this was a few hundred years ago, and that technology was lost. But rumor has it that the technology wasn't lost as much as it was stolen, and that it was used and successfully did transport one individual across great distance. But that individual was never heard from again and has been presumed dead.
Voxel is going to step back, and there's just going to be a couple tears. And he's just going to kind of look at the guys and say, well, okay, I got what I need.
Voxel, are you okay?
I don't know yet. And he's like, his voice is quivering. Just, but I at least got the answers I needed. I say maybe it's time for us to go.
Okay. We need to get to the sanctuary. Our exit point. Our exit point's there.
It's easy enough to get there. Follow me. And he begins to walk, heading you down the pathways to the sanctuary. As you finally emerge after passing through these various rooms, the sanctuary itself, Kelnis, has not changed. A large, highly extended vaulted ceiling with a grand mosaic mural on the forward-facing wall. Within the middle, another replica of the Mirror of Mirendi, the exit point. But suspended above the mirror is a large, metallic, ornate sculpture that is affixed to the wall. A Y-shaped branch that pierces through a golden ring. Dakar, in your search for the gods and finding the Spindle Queen, these symbols were there. The branch itself was not a branch, but yet the symbol of a flame. Dark. Golden ring, the symbol of life. As these are the two emblems of the conjoined partnership of force and nature. On the mural on the left, you see a woman robed in purple and pink hues, staring off towards the mirror. An ornate sun glowing among a rippled ocean landscape. Underneath her a solid line that she stands upon, a thick foundation, and under that, flames curling up but hitting that wall and not penetrating. And then that's when you see it. The dark figure from the front of the book, bent and pressed underneath that foundation, forcing their hands up, trying to either hold up the wall or rip through. Head contorted and in a posture that makes it look very uncomfortable and angry. On the right side, a similar mural, except it is a man with flaming red, orange, and yellow hair. Surrounding him are 6 planets that float and orbit around his body. Similarly, he stands on a large, thick foundation with that same creature underneath, but this time a hand that is broken through and grabs onto the ankle of the individual standing on top, attempting to pull them down into the flame. Both of these individuals, force in nature, have their hands reached out and extending as if at one point the mural was connected, but the artist has pulled them away, and in between them sits the mirror. In front of that, on the floor, are 7 rows of stone benches, pews, and laying back in them are still those same dead bodies, decayed, very old, but upon their eyes, those tokens.
You need to know yourself to go through the mirror. But if you know yourself, it'll take you back to the undercroft at the monastery.
You say know yourself. What did you have to do?
You have to be able to look upon your reflection and know all the pieces of yourself, the good and the bad. Fox, do you want to try going first?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Dakar can go next.
Fox, as you approach the mirror, you do see yourself in the reflection, but a much younger version. Carefree, eager to serve. And the closer you get, the clearer that image duplicates and turns into the tired, more disheveled version that you run into. Your reflection speaks to you. Who are we?
Vox is going to say, we're royal blood, we're servants, we're the lone wolf that gathers those that walk a different path. We're that one being, that one tether in service to Yagu. And he's going to try to walk through.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a wisdom save.
Oh, I don't want to do this. You said advantage. Oh, thank goodness. 19. Whew.
As you step
28.
you You step through the mirror, and you are gone. Going next.
Go ahead, Dakar.
Speaking of knowing people, that black monster you were asking about, Doc, is up on the wall here.
What?
The mural.
What do you mean? Do you ever speak in straight sentences?
No, he doesn't. It gets real annoying sometimes, but you get used to him.
You asked about the creature from the book.
It's here.
Well, a drawing of it's up on the wall, like a depiction of who it is.
At which point it finally clicks to him what you're talking about. That's what you saw.
Yeah.
I wish we had more time. But I can't stay here. I need to get back to the capital. So, thank you. I feel like I do owe you more clarity and more honesty than I'm giving you, or I have given you.
I mean, I wouldn't say no to another pencil.
Let's say I don't have.
I miss you so much right now.
Price of information, a pencil.
Let's say I don't have all of the information clearly thought out, and I do wish that you would eventually join me in the capital. I know you have trepidations because I do know who you are. Dakar Malkoa, a Ladrin druid.
Who, what now?
We have been watching you.
Who's we?
We have been watching you all.
Who is we?
I am the Eye.
I'm
Ah,
from the other place?
the eye from the capital.
Uh,
Oh,
At
Nice
first, we were
nice to-
concerned that you might be a nuisance.
well, we are.
That has been quite easily understood. Y'all do cause more problems than y'all do help.
Do we really though?
However, you have gathered quite a lot of information about the dealings in the South. We did catch wind of uprising in Kalakesh, that there was an overthrow of the Malasaran Guard there, but that they were attempting to purge some of the inhabitants there.
Not attempting, they succeeded on a great scale.
But they didn't,
Well, not completely.
because of you. Because of you all.
And Q, yeah.
My name is Lorenzo, but most people know me by my middle name. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Lorenzo Torley Grata.
So you are of the royal family.
Yes. I am cousin to Princess Freya, so I do work under her. However, based on lineage, it is her brother who actually commands me. I'm here without his knowledge, and I would like to keep it that way.
We appreciate your honesty, and I really and truly, I didn't trust you, but this is redeeming you quite a bit in my eyes. We'll keep your secrets if you can keep some of ours.
I'm not telling if you won't tell.
What if I were to give you a counter?
What would that be?
I need Dakar's information. I was not lying when I said he has things in there that I don't even think he knows how to process. Images, understandings.
I think he's learning though.
I fear we don't have time for him to learn. We have magical means to easily take the information. But I would be more safer if we did it within the confines of the university.
But at what cost? If you're taking information from his head, that sounds a little invasive and dangerous.
I roll to get a feel of how truthful he's being?
Sure. No more invasive than, say, what we just did back there.
16.
Saw my ear and you saw my hand. Magic comes at a cost, but it has great payoff. You can tell he's being very straightforward.
Well, would you maybe teach me how to do your pencil trick?
The car. The fate of our world is at hand.
But pencils whenever I want.
If you truly wish to learn how to study,
Other things there.
if you truly wish to study at the university, then by all means you would be welcome. However, it takes time. And right now I'm not sure how much free time we have, but if time does arise, then by all means, I will show you what I know. As a druid, you
First we need to get it. Second, we have to check in with Q.
It's true. But as a druid, you do have innate spellcasting abilities. For me, as a wizard, it has taken me quite a lot of studying craft. But you might be able to pick up a few tricks. Some of the lesser ones.
How much pull do you have in Braska?
My dear boy, I am 1/3 of the Tricordium. I have significant pull.
So, if I went with you, in theory, like, you could possibly free some friends there and have some change that, like, helps out the entire island.
We are already working on those changes.
I think we could have a really great conversation, Torley. Doc, sorry. I took liberties at calling you.
Oh, by all means.
But I do, Torley, I really appreciate your candor. This we'll have to talk about it.
By all means. Till then, a gift. And he does his summon again. Except instead of a pencil, it is one of those sun-shaped pendants. It only has 3 bronze rays on it. Here. Consider this your acceptance and initiation into the Council of Merit.
Cool.
At which point he hands you 3. So you have 3 pins. These merit points, when you first went into the city, you were told that the more merit you have, the higher your ranking is, more you'll be able to throw your weight around. With this, you can at least move freely. If any Mollisron guard were to give you any means or trouble, this will get them to stop.
Thank you.
Remove a little bit of the wariness of where you can travel.
Thank you. And you said there was an acceptance and initiation into what?
It's just a Council of Merit. It's not a guild or anything. It's just as long as you have it on and you're in somewhere that the Gratans have control over. So on this side of the island, you can kind of throw your weight around a little bit. But if somebody has more rank than you can push against them.
Thank you, Torley, sincerely.
Who's next?
Dakar?
Let's give it a go.
As you approach Dakar, you see a very young Dakar Malkoa within the reflection of your mirror. Before the dreads even came in. Very, very beautiful, attractive features. A younger, adolescent Eladrin boy running throughout the fields, chased by a red-headed woman. As you and this girl tumble and play and laugh, there's a happiness amongst you, but as your reflection runs by, the girl continues running, and the younger Dakar stops and stares in your direction. And as you both walk closer towards the mirror, he kind of stops and then looks over and reaches his hand out to the side of the mirror and grabs a hand. And your mother walks forward. Except it's not your mother. It's a black humanoid bird, much like the birds that you saw when you were in the Deadwood. And she reaches over and she grabs with her feathered hand your face. And then the younger Dakar looks up and says, Was she really wrong?
We're gonna find out who we are really soon.
What if she's evil?
Well, even if she is, we don't have to be. We have family that are, we have friends that are family, and we will beat them.
Go ahead and roll it in at advantage. Wisdom save.
14.
You're able to get out. Who's next?
I'm gonna ask Torley. I'm gonna kind of stop him as we move towards the mirror, and I'm gonna ask. I have one last question. You seem like you have a lot of information.
By all means.
It might have some follow-up questions. I won't keep you long. Do you know what's going on in the Zaget? Do you have any information?
It's hard for us to get spies into territories such as that when we clearly can't blend in. However, we do have a few rangers on our own who scout the outer lying regions of the Zaget. While I have not gotten any news, my compatriot, Vacus Grata, second cousin, he's also known as the Ear. He has heard word of some stranger dragonborn creatures within the south of the Zaget, but amassing in number. Chromatic. However, every once in a while we get a report of a metallic leading the charge. Whether or not this is an army that is meant to overthrow the capital, or if it's just infighting, we are unsure.
I can't guarantee anything because I haven't been there since I've heard about some of these changes. I don't think the capital is the first priority.
Dear, the capital is always first priority.
For the Dragonborn. It may not be the most immediate priority. Let me rephrase.
Let me be clear, though. If even one inkling of doubt about their plan comes and befalls Prince Frokon, he will declare war. Even if their intention is not to spill over onto the outer-lying civilizations, if the Dragonborn cannot peacefully solve their issues, the capital will intervene.
I'll try to send that message. Thank you for your help.
Of course. And might I say, if you do find yourself convincing that Neanderthal to come into the capital, I will have to ignore any status that you've shown me. I will not pretend that I know who you are. I will not show favoritism. There are few within the Gratans that I actually trust. Family as they may be, they are schemers. Freya, if you do need help, send word, but only for Freya. Do not let her brother know that you are plotting anything.
Thank you.
I think it's your turn.
I'll step towards the mirror.
As you approach, you've already done this. Step up to the mirror, the reflection looks at you, smiles, and nods, and allows you passage.
I walk through.
Back in the Undercroft, Vox, you first spill out, and the weather is significantly warmer. There's a heat in the stone, and there's lots of noise coming from up the stairwell. Drums, fiercely banging, ants, screams, cries. A few seconds later, Hovda, the car spills out.
Vox is going to just kind of make the shushing sound, just to make sure that Drakkar can hear what's going on.
Being followed by Jonas.
Do you know what's happening?
Oh, yes, drums. But it's warm. It's a lot warmer than it was earlier.
Soon followed by Torley.
Is it the Grey Sisters? Do you think they've attacked? You think it's fire up there?
Seems like there's only one way to find out.
Let's go.
I need one of you to be responsible for rolling the D100 to see how much time has passed.
Oh!
I'm going to change what is going on upstairs with all the noise.
I mean, we could all, well, no, because we're going to.
Rock, paper, scissors. Wait, on shoot or on scissors?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I had to check.
Oh, okay.
Are we all three doing it? Because we're all going to cancel each other out.
Okay, I won't go yet.
Okay, yeah.
So we all go, and if one of us beats two, then it's the other two. But if it's...
I'm just gonna walk up the stairs.
Before we all walk up the stairs, though, I need someone to roll the D100.
I already rolled a D100.
So.
All right, Jonas, roll me a D100.
I don't have a D100.
Hey, look, I'll use the dice for it.
I'm doing it. Are you gonna get? Gonna get Vox?
Yeah, I'll deal with it. The special dice, magic birthday dice.
That's
Birthday
perfect.
dice.
Don't break the table.
Technically,
Don't break
Yeah, I
the
know, right?
table.
Yeah, I'm so scared this is gonna happen. But
He was rolling technically.
Alright.
We can play this on Cat.
yeah, I know, right? Okay. And magic dice. Oh, 31.
No, okay.
That might be good. It's been 31 years.
As you approach and you go and walk up the staircase,
Carefully.
the sound is growing and echoing. You get to the very top and there's daylight pouring through, a bright, hot heat of the sun just kind of radiates down, and you can feel the grass itself just pouring off heat from the ground. You hear the trumpets, you hear the screams, you hear the clanging of metal, you hear the explosions, and then you hear the crowds begin to cheer as you see in rings around the entire monastery, the tournament of wills has now begun. Monks and Grey Sisters competing and fighting for the honor and rank. And in the distance, your friend Q. As she approaches, shaking her head, you walk forward. You could have been a little faster, couldn't you?
How long has it been?
Was it 2 weeks?
You've been gone for a month.
I'm so sorry. I couldn't let him go in there without me.
And that's where we're going to end today.
Oh, knew it.
I feel like you were way nicer on us than Q's gonna be.